Imagine you're standing in a supermarket. Bright white lighting, soft background music, hundreds of products carefully designed to make you feel safe. In your left hand, you're holding a package of meat labeled "No preservatives." In your right hand, another package, more transparent, but less friendly sodium nitrite. You don't read the ingredient list. You react instinctively. You choose the one on the left. Congratulations. You've just been misled by your own brain, not because you lack intelligence, but because you're human. We evolved to respond to words, not molecular structures. The word chemical activates a warning system. The word natural triggers a sense of safety. But in the 21st century, those words have become marketing tools more powerful than science itself. The problem isn't processed meat. The problem is how we understand and misunderstand it. Processed is a word that has been convicted before it was ever put on trial. In the public imagination, processed means artificial, industrial, toxic. Yet technically speaking, cooking is thermal processing, freezing is physical processing, grinding is mechanical processing. The difference isn't in the act itself, it's in the degree of intervention into biological structure. Imagine editing a photograph. Cropping the frame, that's basic preparation. Adding a light filter, that's refinement. But if you digitally reconstruct someone's facial structure, you are deeply altering the essence of the image. Food works the same way. Ground meat is still muscle protein, only its shape has changed. But fermented sausage alters pH levels, microbial ecosystems, and protein structures. That represents a different level of intervention. The problem is, language doesn't distinguish between these layers. The human brain prefers binary categories, good or bad, natural or artificial. Marketing understands this, and it exploits it. Processed has become a moral label instead of a technical description. We want the convenience of canned food, but the moral comfort of a farm. And that is the core contradiction of the modern consumer. We don't have time to cook every day. Yet we still want to believe that what we eat is original or untouched. The market responds with the concept of the clean label. Additives are not removed, they are simply renamed. For example, instead of synthetic sodium nitrite, manufacturers use celery extract, rich in nitrate, inside the body. Nitrate No. 3 menace is converted into nitrite No. 2 menace through the very same biochemical pathway. Molecules do not carry passports declaring their origin. But the phrase plant extract sounds friendlier than nitrite salt. This is chemophobia, the fear of chemicals. Psychology refers to it as naturalness bias, the tendency to assume that anything natural is inherently safer. Ironically, botulinum toxin, one of the most potent toxins ever known, is entirely natural. Meanwhile, many so-called synthetic compounds are engineered with precise purity and carefully controlled dosages. We are not afraid of molecules. We are afraid of words. Modern livestock systems generate large quantities of cuts that urban consumers tend to avoid: fat, skin, tendon, and organ meats. Without processing technology, much of these parts would simply be discarded. Processed meat allows these byproducts to be restructured into value-added products. From a systems perspective, this is resource optimization. According to international organizations, roughly 1/3 of global food production is wasted. If we were to remove all processed meat from the system, demand for whole cuts would rise, increasing production pressure and potentially leading to even greater waste. This is not an argument for unlimited consumption. It is a trade-off problem. Personal health, convenience, and environmental responsibility do not always align. They collide. Processed meat is not an angel, but it is not a demon either. It is a technological solution operating within a complex ecosystem. Fear is a survival reflex, but when that reflex is manipulated through language, it becomes a sales tool. When you see chemical-free, remember, water is also a chemical, H2O. When you hear natural, ask yourself, natural, to what extent knowledge does not make food absolutely safe? But it does make you freer, free from vague fear, Free from labeling traps. Free to evaluate based on mechanism, dosage, and context. Processed meat does not need to be sanctified, but it does not deserve to be demonized. When you understand the chemistry behind the words, you will no longer make choices based on pre-engineered emotions.